Welcome to Vision, Impact, and Purpose. See your vision, walk in your purpose, and impact lives with your gifts and talents. Thank you for tuning in to listen to Tikwa, your Christian virtual assistant coach. Join Coach Tikwa as she shares her own journey, shifts your mindset, inspires you while sharing insights and tips for a profitable virtual assistant business along the way. Now here is your host, Tikwa, founder of PowerPo Assistance.
Hey, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope that you had a blessed holiday and you had a great start of your new year. Today, I really want to talk about clarity and focus. Most people in my tribe that are still struggling getting their business up and running. And it could be a lot of factors in that. And I just wanted to talk about some of those things because when you are starting your business, if you're starting a virtual assistant business or any business, it's fun. You're excited. You want to go and you want to register for your business and you want to open up your bank account and you want to hit the ground running with your business. But there's a lot of things that you have to do before you launch your business, which is called a pre-launch. Is preparing and planning out your business. Basically, it's just like a business plan without having to go through the structure. But I do highly advise anyone who is starting their business to create a business plan. You don't necessarily have to create a business plan to get a loan because some businesses do create a business plan because they want to get a loan for their business. But if you're starting a virtual assistant business, you do not have to get a loan. You can start up your business with just a few $100s, providing that you have the necessary equipment to do the work. That few $100s go into the expenses of your computer, perhaps maybe a phone. So that few $100s go into investing into a computer if you don't have a computer. Investing into a cell phone if you don't have a cell phone plan so that you can communicate with your clients. It's a lot of things that you have to do and you have to set up before you say, I'm ready to jump into my virtual assistant business. I understand the excitement, I understand the eagerness, but you really need to clarify what type of business that you want, how you want that business to set up. And this is just a simple plan that I do. I know that some of you guys probably don't like writing, don't like doing journaling, or just writing out the plans of your business. But if you don't plan out your stuff, it's not going to come out right. It's not going to come out the way that you really, really want your business to come out. Because when you pre-plan things, you clarifying what is it that you want, the things that you need, and how are you going to deliver on these things? So you have to be able to plan these things so that when you do start your business, you want to start a business that is starting out on the right foot. And by getting clarity on how you want your business to run, what type of services that you want to provide, what are the price ranges? Do you want to start off doing hourly wages or you want to do packages? There are a lot of planning in building a virtual assistant business. So yes, the setup is easy. However, the work is in the planning. Now, a lot of us are still struggling because we have not clarified the goals that we want to meet and don't know what kind of services that we want to provide. And sometimes we just want to start a business just to start a business. And I can understand because the world that we are living in right now, there are not a lot of jobs that are available. A lot of people, many people have lost their jobs. And I understand the eagerness and the urgency to starting your business. But even so, even in this new world that we're living in, this pandemic, trying to get the economy back up, trying to get people jobs, and people who have been in business, have lost businesses, are now trying to find a job or find a way to bring their business income back up so they can go back into business. There are a lot of people who have started a new business and got laid off of work or got fired through this pandemic and their business are soaring. And that's because they had clarity on what they wanted to provide for their business. If you don't have clarity around what is it that you want with your business, the reasoning behind the business, your why for having this business, and what goals are you reaching for this business. It's just so many things that a lot of people, a lot of us lack when we start in our business. This is why we struggle in our business. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to start journaling this. I want you to really take this new year, go and buy yourself a notebook. It doesn't have to be a fancy journal book. Amazon have a lot of sales on journals if you want to purchase a journal. But get something, a notebook. That's how I started out, with just a plain old notebook. And I wrote out the things that I want to see in my business. I wanted to get clarity on what is it that I wanted to provide. Why am I building this business? And what are the meat and potatoes? I call it meat and potatoes. And I always say this to my son, because when he's writing, he always just want to get straight to whatever he want to say, but he doesn't provide the meat and potatoes. I said, you have to make your story and your writing meaty. I need some meats and I need some potatoes. I need details, and you're not giving me the details. So when you're writing out the details of your business and how you want it to look, believe me, you will start gaining clarity around what is it that you need to be doing in order for you to build this business. Now, yes, some people may need some help in some direction. That's why I'm a coach, and you can always reach out to me and we can get on a call and we can talk about this so we can help you build clarity around your virtual assistant business. Now, the other part of it is focus. A lot of us lack focus. I understand that the world that we are living in is just a lot of distractions, because you have what's going on the news. We have things going on that from our president. We had the election. We had Black Lives Matters. There's a lot of things that happened last year that caused us to lose focus on what we need to be doing in our lives. And that's understandable, because it's a mental thing. Sometimes it affects us physically, and it definitely has affected a lot of us financially. So I can understand that. I can understand how you can lose focus because of all these other things that's going on. However, when you go back to your journal and you start journaling all these things, this is where you're going to find your healing. You're going to journal about certain things that making you feel a certain way. Talk about the distractions that's going on, because when you talk about it, this is when you come into a realization that I need to refocus on the thing that I need to be working with, working for, working towards. If you got into the business to create a legacy for your family, I mean, we all want to get into it because we want to make income, of course. That is one of the reasons why we wanted to get into the business. Without making a profit, it won't be a business. But also, what is your why behind it? Are you starting this business because of a cause? Is it something that happened, traumatic, that happened in your family that you are standing for? Perhaps maybe as a certain type of business or organization that you want to help and you want to provide services or you want to volunteer at. You can do that through your business, because a lot of people want to work with people who has a purpose for their business. They know their why, and they're fighting for a cause that, that is very dear to their heart, let alone creating a legacy for your family, which I call generational wealth. Creating a business that stands for something that means something to you is very important in order for your business to thrive. I totally know that when you have passion for something, this is where you're going to see the results, and people are going to see the passion that you have for this cause, for this business. And you have to find your passion. You have to find your passion. What are you passionate about? Just because someone else is starting a business doesn't mean that that's your purpose. So it's easy to set up a business, but it's very hard And it could be very difficult running a business because there are just a lot of factors in it. There are other lives that you have to think about as well. Because if your business is growing and it's expanding, you also have to care for those who are working for you. And then also the people that are working for you, you have to know that they're in alignment with your goals, with your missions, with the cause of you starting this business, your passion. You want someone who is just as passionate as you are, who's going to work for you in your business. So there's a lot of things that you will have to clarify and then regain focus on working towards and striving towards that goal of a successful business. Now, I want to give you a few tips to help you along the way with gaining clarity. So, number one, we already spoke about journaling. What is it about your business that you want to see in your business? How do you want your business to look? Visualize how you want your business. And then when you write that story about your business, number two, create a vision board, because you want to create and you want to see and visualize the business that you want to create for yourself and for your family. So number one, we're going to journal. Number two, you're going to create that vision board. Now, for me, when I create vision boards, I like to create vision boards every year with a theme. What are you going to focus on that vision for 2021, 22, whatever year you're doing your vision board? How does your business look like? What's the name of your business? Are you going to be a one-man show for a while? And how long are you going to be a one-man show? What is the goal to start hiring people to help you in your business? What type of services do you want to provide? What is the revenue that you want to make yearly in your business? How many services that you're going to provide for that first year? So there's a lot of things that goes into writing out the plan for your business and journaling about what you want. And then also creating those pictures so that you can visualize and see and dream and call forth what you want in your business. And number three, you want to create a business plan. There are templates that you can download for free on the internet to create a business plan. Now, you don't have to fill out every portion of that business plan, but it's structured in a way that will help you and guide you on how your business is going to be structured and what are the goals that you're going to meet. What are the goals that you're going to try to achieve to build this successful virtual assistant business. It talks about the income, the structure, the marketing part of it. So it's just so many different components in a business plan. I remember when I started my business, I didn't have a business plan. And then when I worked with someone who was helping me, it was a public relation person that was helping me in my business. And when we were talking about the goals of my business, I was coming up with so many ideas of what I want my business to look like, but I was all over the place. I was all over the place because I was so excited. I want this. I want my business to look like this. I want to make this much money. And I was excited about it, but he had to really put me in my place and say, okay, before we move forward, I need you to get clarity on what you need to be doing in your business. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a business plan. I know that I can start this business. He says that this is not about a loan. This is about clarity, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more structure that you need for yourself so that you can build this successful business. So when I did finally create that business plan, I did it in one weekend. Let me tell you guys, believe me, I procrastinated on this because I really did not want to do no business plan. However, when I finally pushed myself to create that business plan, I received so much clarity because of the way the business plan was structured. And although I had all these other ideas, I was able to cut down some of those things and focus on the important or the core things that I needed to do in order for me to start my business. And when the public relation person that I was working with saw that business plan, he was like, wow, he was impressed. Okay. He says, now we can get down to business because now I have something that we can work on to meet these goals. And when I say that was the best investment that I made, and sometimes you really learn something from someone. And that was the one thing that I can say that I really took away from working with this person, because that person pushed me into doing something that I really didn't want to do, but I needed to do. So that was a blessing. And this is how God aligns you up with people that you need in your life at the right time, the right moment, or the right season. And at that time, that was the right season. So just to recap on what you need to be doing is, one, journal about your business. Talk about everything that you want about your business, how it makes you feel, the things that you want to do, the reason why you're starting your business. Then number two, you're going to create that vision board. And then number three, you're going to now structure your thoughts from your journaling. You already wrote out everything that you needed to write out. So now we want to structure it, and we're going to break it down into pieces so that you could get more clarity on what you need to be focusing on in your business. Then you're going to take that business plan, and then you're going to put it into a goal planning system. Okay. And we're going to start creating goals around what you need to be working on to get started in your business. When you have clarity and you're able to focus and hone in on the important things that you need to do in order for you to get started, it's so easy to get the work done, because now you clarify what is it that you need in your business. You broke down the pieces of the important things that you need to focus on. So now you're going to create some goals, quarterly goals. I like breaking goals in quarters because break them up. You break up that big old goal into 4 chunks. So what are we going to work on in quarter one? Write down 3 things that you need to be working on towards your business. And then after you write those 3 goals, you're going to choose only one important one from that goal that you need to be focused on, that's going to move you towards starting your business. And then you're going to write out all the tasks, actionable tasks that you need to do in order for you to meet that goal. The most important thing that you need to do is put a completion date on those tasks. You have this one important goal that you need to work on. Now write down all the actionable tasks that you need to take action on in order for you to complete that goal. What's important? Very important. Put a date on it. Because if you do not put a date on those action tasks, you're going to procrastinate and you're not going to meet your goals in time. So put a time stamp on it. When is this action step going to be completed? And when you think about the completion date, make sure that it's a realistic time stamp. Now, if you know that it's going to take you some time, if you're working a full-time job or you're working a part-time job, you have some client work, or you have any other activities that you're working on, create a time management schedule and then plot in the time that you're going to spend on this action task. Because if you don't, you're not going to complete it. And then you're not going to meet the deadline that you set for yourself. So those things are very important when we are getting started on the most important thing that we want to do in our lives. And right now, a lot of us want to start our businesses. This is the time, this is the season, and we just want to get started. So get started the right way. So let me recap the things that you're going to get started with today. You're going to write that journal. You're going to create that vision board. You're going to write that business plan. You're going to write down 3 goals that you're going to meet quarter one. And then you're going to take one of those goals and one of the important goals, and you're going to create actionable tasks and put a due date on it. And I want you to come back here and I want you to let me know, how did that work out for you? let me know. I would love to hear from you. I do have a group that you can join called the Profitable Virtual Assistant Christianpreneur Group. Is a Facebook group that you can join. Come and join the group, because right now what I'm doing is I am providing a free training for the start of this year for those who are ready to get started in their virtual assistant business. So come and join my group. Last week, I already spoke about just getting started, which is setting up your workspace, setting up your social media, your payments, and just the things that you need to be getting set up before you start working on other things. So this Wednesday is going to be another session that I'm going to be talking about. I have not decided on what part of this section I have to pray about. I always pray about everything that I do, because I know that God is a strategic God, and I like to pray for these things. But if you join my group, you'll definitely be in time for the Wednesday training. And I'll be running this training for a few weeks until you all set up in your business. Sounds good? Sounds like a plan? All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on my next episode.
Thank you for listening to Vision, Impact, and Purpose with Coach Tikwa. Be sure to tune in again for new episodes and visit her website at tikwa.com.